sudden you can talk? Take my picture? Who paid for that? You can't afford that, but you can afford that? You don't have to go through those kind of questions?
It's 10 a.m. I don't understand your aggression.
No, it's not aggression. It's a question. That's aggressive. You want me to call the police on you?
Why?
All I did is ask you if you paid for it. I heard it's free.
No, yes I did. I don't understand.
Oh, so finally you say you paid for it. You clarified something.
I did 2 minutes ago.
Oh, you're very articulate. You did understand English. Do you understand other languages?
This racist injects herself into someone else's business and brings up languages because the person filming is Asian.
You make funny faces, though, like something might be wrong with you.
I don't get... Why are people so
You're
mean?
free to cry here.
Oh,
so you pay for it, but they pick on me. I pay for mine. I pay for mine, too, and they pick on me. Yeah, they blame me. Why don't they pick on you? Oh, you're going to cry about having to pay? You can cry in public about paying. In your own name and everything.
Of course I did.
I pay too.
Why are you being like this?
I get sick of paying for others that don't pay and they double on us.
Finally, someone tries to quell the situation, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, well, it's the same sort of intrusion, isn't it? You don't have to. You're just dying for a confrontation. Oh, you love your starring role.
Oh, no, ma'am. That is you. This sorry woman confronted another person for absolutely zero reason and then ranted continuously for what seemed like an endless amount of time. According to a government database on hate crime statistics, by the way, the overall number of reported incidents increased by 949, contributing to a total of 8,263 hate crime incidents against 11,126 victims in 2020. While annual law enforcement agency participation may fluctuate, the stats indicate that hate crimes remain a concern for communities across the country. According to this year's data, 62% of victims were targeted because of the offenders' bias towards race, ethnicity, ancestry, which continues to be the largest bias motivation category. Participating agencies reported 5,227 race, ethnicity, ancestry-based incidents in 2020, a 32% increase from 2019. Anti-Black or African-American hate crimes continued to be the largest bias incident victim category. Additionally, there were 279 anti-Asian incidents reported in 2020, a 77% increase since 2019. There's more. AAPI data wrote, new data on the anniversary of the Atlanta spa killings revealed that hate crimes against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders remain a serious issue, with 16% of Asian American adults and 14% of Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islander adults reporting a hate incident since the beginning of 2021. These proportions suggest that nearly 3 million AAPI adults have experienced a hate incident in a little over a year. AAPI women and men report hate crime experiences at similar rates over the past 2 years. For instance, since the start of 2022, 16% of both AAPI women and men say they have experienced a hate crime or hate incident. In January of this year, San Francisco officials pledged to better protect Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders as preliminary data from the city's police department showed the number of people who reported being the victim of an anti-AAPI hate crime in the city last year increased by 567% compared with the previous year. There were 8 anti-AAPI hate crimes reported to the San Francisco police in 2019 and 9 in 2020. In 2021, there were 60. Those numbers were preliminary. And yet, even with all this violence, CBS News published in May a new report showing while more victims are willing to report attacks, many cases are not getting prosecutorial attention. According to the report, in the first 3 quarters of 2021, there were 233 anti-Asian incidents in New York City, and 91 incidents led to an arrest. 41 resulted in hate crime charges, but so far there have only been 7 convictions. Part of American culture has been minimizing and pretending discrimination against Asian Americans can't and does not exist, said Aisha Ghazi Edwin, chair of the Michigan Asian Pacific American Affairs Commission.